Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having a great day today. Today, we're taking a look at the next short story in this collection, The Unreal by Ursula K that we've been doing a deep dive of. It's almost 700 pages long. This is a 12-page short story called The Rule of Names for you folks. She published this collection during her lifetime, so I will link you to it in the comments below. Also, as a reminder, this is divided into two halves. The first half is basically just normal short stories that are not set in anything fantastical or scientific fiction-y and so forth. Now we're in the second half, and there are 5 short stories after this one. This is called The Rule of Names, and I wish I would have been able to have told from this short story, from the title, and I could have for smart. This is actually set in the Wizard of Earthsea series, and set in Earthsea, the world that she creates with Ged, the wizard, in the Wizard of Earthsea book that launches this. It's a young adult fiction set with a young wizard of great power who's raised outside of the wizarding world, so he doesn't know a lot about it and so forth. But then he's brought in into an actual school, and grows up in the school and so forth. And he has friends and rivals that will last him, in a long time, right? And that sort of just launched that genre that Harry Potter and some other things that came later that were influenced by it heavily leaned into, that Ursula K. LeGuin's started. So this is set in that world. Basically, the rule of names is very simple. If you tell somebody your true name, then they have total control over you. They can control you, they can magic you, and so forth. So you never tell anybody your true name. So you only give them like a fake name, right? Or you just don't give them a name at all. They just choose a name for you. Stuff like that will happen all the time, right? And so forth. So that's where the rule of names comes from, and so forth. And the only way that you can find out somebody's actual true name without them giving it to you voluntarily is with black magic. So anyway, so basically we're set on a tiny little island out in the middle of nowhere for folks. They are a small island. They just don't have a whole lot of folks. There's a wizard there named Mr. Underhill, because he lives under the hill, not his actual name. And he's older, he's got white hair and so forth. You can definitely tell he's not past his prime and so forth. His magic just doesn't last that long anymore, right? His magic cures don't always last that long. His magically grown fruits that are enhanced, they're not that big, and so forth. So you can tell that his magic's not as strong as it used to be. So that's basically the setting and who our main character, Mr. Underhill, is, and so forth. So that's sort of the first few pages of this short story. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I like where it went, and so forth. I definitely enjoyed going back into Earthsea, which I read when I was a young adult a long time ago. For you folks, I read the initial series, 3 books, and now then there was a 4th book that was published too that I picked up and read, and now there are 2 more that are published too for you folks. So there's a lot of fun things in here in this fantasy short story series. I liked it. It's very strong. I like the ending. I thought it was very, very quick and very, very long. It was very, very fast to get into it, even though I was expecting a sci-fi, because that's when most of the stories in this section and so forth. So, but even despite that, loved it. Thought it was great. So there you are. That's The Rule of Names, 12 pages long. Probably going to get like 7.5. It's pretty good. Ursula K. LeGuin's won tons of Hugo Awards for you folks. She has some novels, particularly on the science fiction side, like The Left Tune of Darkness, that are considered classics in the genre, that were published decades ago for you folks. And I have my favorite novel, war story of hers, is The Lady of Heaven, which was on my bucket list and read a couple of years ago for this channel for you folks. And it was one of my favorite novels I read that year. Although that's published back in the 70s. As a reminder, this channel's name is The Worst Thing About New Books. That's a quote by a French philosopher, Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about new books was that they kept us from reading the old ones, right? And so she wrote decades ago in a lot of the genres that I care about. It's a key part of this channel. This collection I picked up because there's a short story on the science fiction side called The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas, which supposedly is one Hugo, supposedly heavily influenced a Star Trek first it's the French World first season for you folks, episode that I never heard of before, so I picked it up, and then I was like, well, while I got it, might as well finish it, right? Let's knock out these other 38 stories, and there are 5 more short stories left to go. And as you can see, I'm getting close to the end for you folks. So there you are. That is The Rule of Names, 7.5 stars for you folks. Have you read it? If so, what did you think about it? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, why not hit that subscribe button? If you're feeling risky, why not hit that bell too, because they'll let you know when I post my stuff for you folks. And then finally, I just want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it in watching my video, because we all have so many things that are happening in our lives and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling and I appreciate it. So thanks again and have an amazing day.